I am Mrs. DuPont, and I am going to be your kindergarten teacher. And I am so excited. I am sitting in our classroom, and I'm really ready for you guys to come and join me and get our year started. So, before we do that, I wanted to send a little video of a read aloud of a story about a little boy. His name is Carlos, and he is getting ready to go to kindergarten for the first time, just like most of you. And he's feeling a little bit nervous and he has a lot of questions. And I am wondering if some of you might have the same feelings. So, this story is called Kindergarten Hat, and I hope that you like it. Kindergarten Hat by Janet Lawler. I don't want to go to kindergarten, Carlos said as he worked in his garden. I won't know anyone there. New friendships blossom in new places, said his mother. What if the bus gets lost? Carlos asked. It won't, said his mother. What if I can't find my teacher? He asked. You will, his mother replied. Carlos wasn't so sure. I wonder if some of you are feeling like you have some of those same worries and those same questions. The next day, the mail arrived while Carlos was practicing his moves. A letter for me? He cried. His mother read it to him. Dear Carlos, I hope you are having a fun summer. I will be your teacher this year. On the first day, I will wear a huge flowered hat. Please bring a flower for it and a big kindergarten smile. I can't wait to meet you. Your teacher, Mrs. Bechet. P.S. Sometime soon, please send me a photo of you doing something you love. Look, he's practicing his moves. He's playing soccer, it looks like. Carlos spent 2 days deciding what photo to take and send. He liked building forts, playing soccer, and vrooming cars. He liked drawing pictures and fiddling on Mom's phone. But most of all, he loved gardening. The fun of his fingers in the dirt, the surprise of seeds sprouting, and the brightness of the blooms. So Carlos posed in front of his flowers. Carlos is a good gardener. The night before school began, Carlos lay awake for a long time. When he finally fell asleep, he dreamed he was lost in a scary forest. The next morning, Carlos woke early, his tummy twisting and turning. But after breakfast, he rushed out and picked the most beautiful daisy for Mrs. Bechet. I have a secret to tell you. My favorite flowers are daisies. Carlos clutched his flower in both hands. Would Mrs. Bechet like it? His mother gave him a hug and walked him onto the bus. Carlos slid into an empty seat and gently set the daisy down. Chatter and laughter filled the air. Everyone seemed to know one another. A lot of the kids were so much bigger than him. When the bus swayed around the corner, he glanced back and saw a boy holding a rose. The boy smiled and nodded. Then Carlos heard a voice. He loves me, he loves me not. He loves me, he loves me not. An older girl was plucking petals off a daisy. Uh-oh. Carlos looked down. His flower was gone. That's mine, he exclaimed, grabbing it back. I'm sorry, said the girl. I found it on the floor. It's ruined. Carlos squeezed his eyes tight. A tear fell. He tried poking the petals back in place, but they wouldn't stay. The bus pulled up at school. I'm really sorry, the girl said again. Have a good first day. Carlos slumped. The boy with the rose paused in the aisle. Come on, he encouraged, waving Carlos out. Carlos peered out the window. Then he saw it, the most magnificent, stupendous, tremendous hat, bouncing and dipping. The brim tipped up and he glimpsed a smiling lady. Mrs. Bechet! Children gathered around her. They offered her real flowers and ones made of silk, paper, and plastic. One kid even gave her a balloon blossom. Carlos took a deep breath. Then he stepped off the bus and stood under a tree. Mrs. Bechet flipped through photos, calling names. Her students lined up. Carlos, she called. Carlos! He gave a tiny wave. Mrs. Bechet approached. Carlos dropped what was left of the daisy behind his back. Hi, Carlos, she said. Welcome to kindergarten. He sniffled. I don't have a flower for you anymore. That's okay, Mrs. Bechet said. Carlos pointed to his photo. See that big daisy? That was for you. It was? Asked Mrs. Bechet. Carlos took a deep breath. Maybe we can pretend. What a good idea, said Mrs. Bechet. She nestled the picture smack in the middle of her hat. We're going to have a fun year. Let's go start our first day. Then Carlos gave Mrs. Bechet the other thing he was supposed to bring to school, a great big kindergarten smile. The end. Look, it all worked out for Carlos. And his teacher did not even care that he didn't have his daisy. So on the first day of school, I have a hat, but my hat doesn't have any flowers. So if you want to, but you don't have to, you can bring one to help me put in my hat. But don't worry, if you don't have one, I will have some here for you that you can help me add to my hat and make it a big flower hat. But I'm hoping this way you will be able to see me because I will have my hat and you will know who I am and you will know where to find me. I cannot wait to meet everybody. I will see you in a couple days. Bye, guys.